You know, I've lived in Tennessee all my life, and there are some amazing things about Tennessee, and there are also some things that I'm not a big fan of. So stay tuned to see what I love and hate about living in Tennessee. Hey everyone, my name is Brenna. I'm a realtor with Simply Home in the Middle Tennessee area, and I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I'm here for you every Tuesday with Tennessee content, so make sure to subscribe. From the Appalachian Mountains in the east to the floodplains in the west, Tennessee is packed full of interesting places to explore, new experiences to have, and welcoming community members. Okay, so the first thing I really love about Tennessee is a small detail in a lot of people's eyes, but is a huge deal for me. And that is Tennessee's well-kept roads. I notice a huge difference in road quality when I'm driving out of state. Now, this may seem insignificant to some, but when you're driving a 40-minute commute there and back to work every day, road quality matters. For 8 years straight, Tennessee has landed among the top 5 for best roads in Overdrive magazine. Additionally, Interstate 40 was listed as the best road in the US. Which, how do you make a best road? I don't know what goes in that process, but if you're not familiar with I-40, here's a map showing you how it runs all the way through Tennessee and includes many of Tennessee's major cities. But there is a downside to having such good quality roads, and that is road maintenance. That is for sure one of the things I do not like about Tennessee. If you've lived here for any amount of time, chances are you've already had to sit through road maintenance traffic. It's a necessary annoyance, but it's still very annoying. Another thing I really hate about Tennessee is allergy season. Zyrtec can hardly save you from the intense allergies that you may suffer from when moving here. When spring comes around, everything starts blooming, which is beautiful, but it's also panic-inducing for those who suffer from severe allergies. I grew up in Knoxville, which is in the top 10 for the worst allergies in the US. Red eyes, sneezing, coughing, and sinus infections are all very common. And you don't just get allergies in the spring. You also get them in the fall when ragweed is on the rise. So it's safe to say that I hate Tennessee allergies. But allergies are just a side effect to all of the lush greenery that you'll find all around you in springtime in Tennessee. You'll fall in love with the towering trees, colorful wildflowers, and tasty berry bushes. There are over 200 species of trees just in Tennessee, with dogwoods being one of the most popular. There are dogwood trails and tours that you can take part in yearly. You can also do wildflower hikes in various state parks across Tennessee. If you love lush greenery and blooming flowers like I do, then you'll love springtime in Tennessee. And while we're on the topic of spring, I should mention another downside of living in Tennessee. Sometimes the summer heat starts in early spring and lingers until late fall. High temperatures combined with water vapor in the air is a recipe for humidity. Humidity is like adding fuel to the fire in terms of Tennessee heat. Hot, humid summers is one of my least favorite parts about living in Tennessee. But what comes after the summertime is truly magical. You finally get a break from 90-degree heat and you get a few blissful weeks of cool weather. But it's not just the cool weather that makes Tennessee autumns so great. It's the fall colors. Leaves turn into vivid colors of red, yellow, and oranges and show off some stunning color. I would say that most Tennesseans' favorite season is probably autumn. I know it's always been my favorite season, and it has nothing to do with the pumpkin spice lattes at Starbucks. Eventually, fall turns into winter, and winter brings us a few snowfalls if we're lucky. But at which point, everybody loses their mind. If you see snow in the forecast, Prepare to see everybody hop in their car and head to the nearest grocery store to buy all the bread, milk, and eggs that they have. The snow panic is real in Tennessee. Once we get a nice snowfall, which really doesn't happen very often, you'll see cars slipping and sliding all over because Tennesseans are not used to driving in the snow. If you can stay home when it snows in Tennessee, then please do, because the roads get a little crazy. So I bet you're pretty sick of me talking about the weather, so let's talk about something a little more exciting, like concerts and festivals. Tennessee is truly a music-loving state, which is something I really love about it. Nashville is well known for concert venues like the Grand Ole Opry, Bridgestone Arena, Ryman, and many more venues. Big names like Blake Shelton, John Legend, and Harry Styles will all be performing in Nashville within the next few months. If you're interested in seeing a full list of concerts in Nashville, then you can find it linked in the description down below. Tennessee also has some killer music festivals, like Bonnaroo, the Pilgrimage Festival, Beale Street Music Festival, and of course the CMA Fest. The way I would describe Bonnaroo is like a mini Coachella. So you'll see people camping out, eating at food trucks, and staying for the 4-day-long music experience. But be sure to prepare for heavy traffic before getting into the festival. Which brings me to the final thing I hate about living in Tennessee: traffic. Due to the major population spike in Tennessee cities, traffic has become more and more of a problem. Nashville was ranked 20th in the worst traffic in the US. And like I mentioned before, road maintenance is very common in Tennessee. So you may see one lane shut down and heavy traffic on a regular basis. I recommend routing your commute before you move to the area so you know just how long it's going to take to get to work every day. But bad traffic aside, let's talk about my final favorite thing about Tennessee. When I ask people who have lived here all their lives and people who most recently moved here what their favorite thing about Tennessee is, the answer is typically the same. They always say their favorite thing about Tennessee is all of the nature and hiking available to them. I grew up 40 minutes away from the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. The Smoky Mountains is the most biodiverse park in the national park system. There are 150 official trails in the park and over 100 waterfalls. If you haven't hiked our Tennessee mountains yet, then add that to your to-do list. But if you're not close to the mountains, you can still find a ton of hiking all over Tennessee. Here in Middle Tennessee, there are a ton of trails to choose from, and I hike on a regular basis. Make sure to leave a comment below if you want me to make a video all about the best hiking trails in Middle Tennessee. So those are the 5 things I love and hate about living in Tennessee. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comment section down below. And be sure to watch my next video, all the things you need to know about moving to Tennessee. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.